All right, let's dive into one of the most incredible hidden systems in your entire body. We're talking about a secret command and control network that runs just about everything, from how you feel to how you use energy, all without a single wire in sight.
So just think about it for a second. How does your body get everything done? How does it tell your heart to beat faster when you're nervous, or tell your bones to grow? Well, it's all thanks to a biological wireless network that's constantly zipping messages around to keep you, well, you.
And that network, that's your endocrine system. Forget Wi-Fi signals, this system uses powerful chemical messengers called hormones. And the information superhighway that carries them? That's your own bloodstream, delivering critical instructions that control pretty much every process imaginable. So here's the game plan for our tour today. We're going to start with this wireless network. Then we'll meet the master glands running the show. After that, we'll take a look under the microscope, explore the blood that acts as the delivery system, and finally, meet the incredible cells that call it home.
Okay, first up, the command center. You know, any sophisticated network has to have a headquarters, right? For the endocrine system, that headquarters is tucked away in the safest place in your body, deep inside your brain. Let's meet the two big bosses, the hypothalamus and the pituitary gland. Think of the hypothalamus as the CEO. It's the one setting the grand vision, the overall strategy. And the pituitary, that's the COO, taking those high-level orders and micromanaging all the other glands down the line.
But here's where it gets absolutely wild. The pituitary isn't really one single thing. It's two distinct parts with completely different origins. Get this, the posterior lobe is literally brain tissue, a direct extension of the hypothalamus. But the anterior lobe, it actually started as tissue in the roof of your mouth and crawled its way up during development, connecting to the brain through its own private blood vessel network. I mean, how cool is that? Two parts, one mission, completely different backstories.
Now, moving out from the main headquarters, we've got these other key command posts. The pituitary is nestled safely inside the skull. The thyroid, which is shaped kind of like a butterfly, sits right on your windpipe. And the adrenals? They're like little hats perched right on top of your kidneys. And notice the one thing they all have in common? A super rich, dedicated blood supply? That's not an accident. It's absolutely crucial for getting those hormone messages out into the system fast.
All right, so we've met the management team, but what are these little hormone factories actually look like up close? Let's zoom way in and take a microscopic tour.
You know, just like a real-world factory, every gland is built for a very specific job. The adrenal gland is a fantastic example. It's not just one uniform building. It's got a distinct outer layer, the cortex, and an inner core, the medulla. Each zone has its own unique production line, cranking out different hormones. And if we zoom in on just that outer cortex, you can see it's organized into three beautiful, distinct layers. Each one has its own cellular architecture, from little clusters on the outside to long, straight cords in the middle to a web-like net on the inside. Now, this isn't just for show. This precise layout lets each layer specialize in making a different class of hormones, controlling things like your salt balance, your stress response, and so much more. The form perfectly fits the function.
The thyroid gland, on the other hand, uses a totally different design. It's packed with these tiny, hollow spheres called follicles. The walls of the sphere are the factory floor, producing the hormone. And the hollow center? That's the warehouse, storing the product in a gel-like substance until it's needed. It's just this elegant, all-in-one system for production and storage.
Okay, so we've got our factories making the messages. But how do those messages get where they need to go? Well, that brings us to the body's ultimate logistics network, the blood superhighway. You know, if you actually break down what's in your blood, the results are kind of surprising. Over half of it, 55%, is just a yellowish liquid called plasma. That's the river that carries everything else. Almost the entire other half is made of just one type of cell, red blood cells. And get this, your entire immune system, all your repair crews, they're all crammed into less than 1% of the total volume. But don't let that fool you. This highway is anything but empty. It is absolutely teeming with billions upon billions of highly specialized cells, and every single one has a critical job to do. So let's meet the cellular workforce that's cruising through your veins as we speak. So here are the main players on this highway. You've got your red blood cells. Think of them as an endless fleet of oxygen delivery trucks. Then there are the white blood cells. They're the security and defense patrols, always on the lookout for trouble. And finally, you have platelets, which are basically the emergency repair crew, ready to patch up any leaks at a moment's notice. The red blood cell is just a masterpiece of engineering. That unique,
biconcave, donut-like shape gives it way more surface area for grabbing onto oxygen. And to make as much room as possible for its cargo, it does something totally radical. It literally throws out its own nucleus. It's a cell that's been stripped down to do one job and one job only: transport.
Now, let's look at that security patrol. This is a neutrophil. It's the most common type of white blood cell, and it's your immune system's first responder. Its most obvious feature is that weird, lumpy, multi-lobed nucleus. The thinking is that this strange shape actually helps it squeeze through tiny cracks in your tissues to get to the site of an infection faster.
And next up are the real heavy hitters of the cleanup crew, the macrophages. These guys are the biggest of the white blood cells, and their job is basically to be the garbage disposals of the body. You can always spot them by their huge size and that distinctive kidney cane-shaped nucleus. They use all that extra cell body to just engulf and digest junk, from dead cells to invading bacteria. And finally, we meet the lymphocyte. This cell is all about intelligence and memory. That massive, round nucleus takes up almost the entire cell for a reason. It's jam-packed with the genetic data needed to recognize very specific enemies and coordinate targeted attacks. These are the strategists, the special forces of your immune system.
So when you put this all together, what you have is this unbelievably elegant and interconnected system. You've got the glands, which are the specialized factories. You've got the hormones, which are the chemical messages. And you've got the blood, the bustling superhighway that makes sure every single message gets delivered, connecting everything to everything else.
It's really just a beautiful, hidden world, working in perfect concert every single second to keep you going. And it kind of makes you wonder, doesn't it? If this is just the chemical network, what other secret systems are running behind the scenes to make you, you?